My favorite part of this convening is that the institutions are really highlighting their work in the breakout sessions. We have 5 different sessions being offered and led by institution representatives, and they get to showcase what is happening on their campuses.
So I work in transfer student admissions and recruitment at the University of South Carolina, so really everything we do is kind of advocating for the best interest in students and just trying to make their experience as productive and fulfilling as possible. And so I think getting everyone together in one room to help make that a reality is really important. This has been great. I think the energy is really great. Everyone's been really friendly, and it's, everyone is really here to learn and try to make transfer as productive as possible for South Carolinians.
Right, so we're just coming out of the transfer convening sessions, and what a great opportunity to spend time with colleagues across the state of South Carolina and talk about ways we can remove obstacles for students as they transfer and move back and forth across our institutions. I think we all recognize the transformative power of higher education, so it's really wonderful to have a powerful group of influential leaders across our campuses coming together to talk about how to remove those obstacles. So thanks for doing a great job. We really appreciate it.
I really enjoyed coming to the event. I learned so much about behind the scenes of transferring, especially within the state of South Carolina. Being from Oregon, I'm kind of new to all the South Carolina procedures, but it was really interesting learning the things that are set in place for South Carolina, 2-year colleges to 4-year universities. And speaking on the panel was really great. It was really amazing hearing from the other transfer students and hearing their journeys and how similar and also different they are, but how together that kind of made me feel a little less alone, and I really enjoyed it.
Being on the student panel was just absolutely wonderful, being able to tell my experience in order for the advisors and different administrators to help other people that are going through, similar experiences to me, and being able to hear the other people on the student panel as well was also wonderful. And the event itself was just so great. It was just very welcoming, and everyone was really looking out for the students and wanting to hear what I had to say in my contribution, and overall it was just wonderful.
I loved the panels, and I loved hearing about colleagues who were doing some really innovative collaborations across the 2-year institutions and the 4-year institutions. And I also really love the idea about meta majors. It's something with which our campus is really familiar, but we haven't thought about it necessarily in the context of being transfer student friendly. So meta majors, it's a great idea. We're going to borrow that from, I'm not going to name that institution, but we're borrowing that. We're taking it back to our campus, and it's going to reinvigorate some of those conversations. So.
We are years in at this point and months away from the last convening, and we saw an increase in participation for this one, which is significant. While we have the Transfer Council, and there are folks who are having some smaller conversations across the state, a convening that brings over 150 folks together from different institutions and community members and legislative staff, you're really getting a lot of different perspectives, and there's a lot of new knowledge that's being shared in these spaces.